Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how DeepSeek is hammering U.S. stocks. So is this a big Chinese psyop? Is this market news real? Well, we're going to dive into it right now. So DeepSeek is hammering U.S. stocks. So what is DeepSeek? So this is a Chinese AI startup founded in 2023 by Liang Wenfeng. It develops open source AI models, and this app articulates its reasoning before delivering a response. So that's kind of its big differentiator between OpenAI and Meta and Gemini. And it does this for a fraction of the cost, and we'll get into this later in the video. It's kind of the whole point of the video. So DeepSeek has officially become the #1 app in the App Store in both the US and China. So less than a month ago, this app did not even make the top 100 list. So search interest in DeepSeek is now nearly triple the levels seen in ChatGPT and Gemini. So how does this actually compare to OpenAI or Meta? So I know that this font is kind of small, and I'll show you what these red boxes are pointing to or highlighting. But basically, the cost of training and developing DeepSeek's models are a fraction of the cost. They're more efficient. This is all reported. Whether it's true or not, we'll have to figure that out. But this basically affects AI accelerators, companies such as NVIDIA, AMD. There's a bunch on the list that we'll go over here. And basically, the United States, they banned advanced semiconductors to China because they actually don't want this happening, right? It's that big AI/crypto/space race. This could potentially be a Sputnik moment many years later. So this ranks among the top performers on Chatbot Arena. So I know this font is kind of small. I try to cram in these two screenshots that I took. But basically, DeepSeek is coming in 4th right here. And then also, if you look at the overall score, it's very close to ChatGPT and Gemini. And then also, if you look at this chart right here, DeepSeek is now a top performer in AIME, Math 500, and GPQA benchmarks compared to ChatGPT. So DeepSeek is this dark blue line, or bar, excuse me, and then OpenAI is this dark gray one. So you can see it's very close in all these other categories and actually beats it in these 3 down here. So if we move forward, this is DeepSeek R10 AIME accuracy during training. You can see here that at about 8,500 steps, it actually starts to surpass competition, making it more accurate. So why is this such a big deal, though? So the whole point of this video is that DeepSeek was developed for a fraction of the cost of ChatGPT. Okay, so to train the model, it cost about $5.8 million. This is according to DeepSeek, so obviously this could be true or not. But there's debate about the total cost to develop it online, which is what I'm seeing on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But let's just assume it costs $2 billion to develop, or 350x their stated cost. Okay, let's just pretend. DeepSeek was developed at a fraction of the cost. So you have OpenAI raising $6.6 billion in their last round of funding alone. Okay, so you can see in the picture off to the right. This is a screenshot from October 2nd, 2024. We've raised $6.6 billion in new funding at a $157 billion post-money valuation to accelerate progress on our mission. So OpenAI has 4,500 employees. Okay, DeepSeek has about 200. Okay, this is a 22x. So the whole point of this slide is to show you that they're doing this not only. Well, some people are saying they have 50,000 NVIDIA chips, but some people are saying they have less advanced chips. So the moral of this slide is basically saying they're doing just as much, if not more, with a lot less. So the slides after this are going to be pretty mind-blowing, but before that, let's get into today's sponsor, Policy Genius. It's 2025 and it's time to get your financial house in order. But this isn't some fad diet or a new gym membership. We know you're going to give up after 2 weeks. This is the time that you actually set you and your family up with a solid foundation for your financial future. That foundation starts with a life insurance policy using Policy Genius. Policy Genius makes finding and buying life insurance so easy. I always recommend Policy Genius because not only did I use it to find my term life insurance policy, but because the process was so simple and saved me a ton of time. We spoke to one of their licensed experts. She gave us options based on the amount of insurance coverage and term of the policy that we thought was appropriate, and we went from there step by step. The process couldn't have been simpler. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical exams. My wife and I didn't have to have any medical exams, and we did everything over the phone. I like working with Policy Genius and recommend them to everyone because they are simply a marketplace that helps find and buy insurance. They are not an insurance company. They can help you by comparing options, by getting quotes from America's top insurers, and you don't have to worry about them having your best interest in hand. They work for you, not the insurance companies. Sometimes there are financial advisors or insurance salespeople that sell you the policy that makes them the most money while not having your best interest in hand. I didn't have this worry with Policy Genius. Check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance or click the link in the description to compare free life insurance quotes from top companies and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance. Okay, so what's the big deal? Continued. So DeepSeek is 90% cheaper than ChatGPT. So the cost of OpenAI O1 is $60 per 1 million output tokens. The cost of DeepSeek R1 is $2.19 per million output tokens. So DeepSeek R1 is 100% open source, and it's a fraction of the cost of ChatGPT, so it's cheaper and better according to these numbers. So this is pretty important because semiconductors have become huge. This is actually bigger than the dot-com bubble by 1.2%, and it actually holds a record 5% of the U.S. market. So if we go back to the dot-com bubble, it was basically underneath 4% or just under 4%. If we go to now, you can see that it's above 5% right here. This is the market cap weighting. This is just because of the explosion in semiconductor stocks as we've been seeing over the past couple years. So this news is also important because I don't know if you guys have been following this, but President Trump announced $500 billion Stargate project to develop AI. And also, Meta is actually investing $60 billion in a data center the size of Manhattan. So DeepSeek has investors questioning the development costs on anything related to AI last night and this morning at the time of this recording. And if you want to read all this, you can just pause the screen. But I want to get into this part. Usually I would give you kind of like the my thoughts section of the video, but I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not an AI person. I have been following NVIDIA and AMD for many, many years. I remember when AMD was like $8 a share. Okay, that shows you how old I am. Now it's at about, I think, 115 at the time of this recording. But let's take a look at what some analysts are saying. So you basically have the DeepSeek sell-off. JP Morgan is suggesting that the AI investment cycle might be overhyped. DeepSeek's efficiency could lead to a more efficient future. This guy from Jefferies is saying that two strategies post DeepSeek: continue investing in computing power or focus on efficiency, potentially reducing 2026 AI capital expenditures. Then you have contrasting views. You have efficiency and costs. You have market dynamics. I'm not going to read every single one of these. You can just pause the screen and read it. But then also I wanted to read this one tweet of a contrarian viewpoint. So this gentleman on X, he goes, DeepSeek, I'm not buying it. Yes, they have a great model, but the cost just doesn't add up. You can't even buy a beachfront home in California for $6 million, but the trustworthy CCP built a better language learning model than Meta for that price. China has a long history of lying about technological advancements, so it wouldn't surprise me if this was the latest example of CCP trying to act like they're ahead of the world. Am I denying that it can be done for cheaper than what I'm seeing right now? No, it probably can, but this is not new information. Zuckerberg and Sundar both admitted to overspending on AI, and then he keeps going into the, this bear case or why China may be lying. So my thoughts, I don't have any thoughts. I just know that there is a big sell-off this morning. The reason for making this video is to make you aware of this. This reminds me, I'm not old enough to remember the dot-com bubble. I'm 37. That was when I was a little kid. I was riding bikes and selling Pokemon cards. But I do remember 07, 08, and I do remember a lot of different booms and busts. I'm not going to compare this to like SPACs or Nikola or fake technology of 2020, 2021. But there is, I don't want to say a bubble because this could be world changing, but I don't have enough knowledge to be a subject matter expert on AI. I'm just bringing awareness to you because I do think that the market in general is just overheated and a lot of stuff is very expensive. If you look at the S&P 500, it's basically just being propped up by the Magnificent Seven for a couple years now. So just be cognizant of that. I don't own any of these stocks individually, but I do have a majority of my net worth in something like a total stock market fund. So anything that can deflate these top 7 stocks is going to affect you in one way or another. So take a look at this, do a little bit deeper research, but I just try to highlight as many important points as I could in this short video. Thank you so much for watching and have a prosperous day. Hey, my love, did you sign up the girls for their Mandarin classes yet? Okay, perfect. Shay Shay.